So I decided to fly all the way to Japan for a few days for a solo trip. The first night I just arrived at the hostel and made some friends with the people in my dorm. We just went to 7-Eleven and I got to know them a little bit. Then in the morning I went with a couple of the people from my dorm to get pancakes. After that we went to the famous Shibuya crossing, which was really busy. After that, we went on a walk to some random stationery store, literally like in the middle of nowhere, because the girl that I was with wanted to get some stamps for her notebook. It was kind of cool to see just a random neighborhood of Tokyo. After that, I had my first sushi in Japan with one of the guys from the dorm, and later that night, we all went to Shinjuku, explored the streets there and the small bars there. The next morning I walked around the area that I was in and just went to a small bakery there. Then later I just went to the Tokyo Tower alone and walked around the grounds there. I got lucky because there was actually a festival going on, so I got to see a few performances there. The next day, I walked along the river to get to Sensoji, a famous Buddhist temple, and I spent a lot of time walking around the area there. Then I went back to the hostel and had dinner with some new girls that had checked into my dorm. The day after that, I walked to the Imperial Palace and around the financial district on the way, and in the evening I went to the Sky Tower with two people from my room in the hostel. We went all the way to the top and got to see Tokyo from above. It was pretty cloudy though, so we couldn't see Mount Fuji. After that, we just explored the mall at the base and saw all the unique stores there. The next day, I flew to Okinawa, and on my first full day there, I went to the American Village, which was really cool and super colorful. The shops there were so nice, and the buildings really stood out. The next day in Okinawa, I just walked around the state of Naha and went to the city beach there. For dinner, I got sushi at a really random sushi restaurant, but it was cool because I could see they had a more traditional seating area, and they had some locals eating there too. So it felt like a very authentic experience. Overall, the trip was nice and peaceful, but it was pretty quiet, and the hostels I stayed in weren't the most social. I think that my expectations for Japan were a little bit too high though. I'll see you in the next one.